Imprisoned in El Salvador. The Trump administration says it can't force his release. El Salvador's president says he can't send him back.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says a Supreme Court order last week requires the administration only to facilitate, if El Salvador asks, the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
Meaning provide a plane.
In an Oval Office meeting with President Trump and cabinet secretaries, El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, says that won't happen.
The question is preposterous. How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States? I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
An immigration court shielded Abrego Garcia from deportation back to El Salvador. The Trump administration says the migrant was in the U.S. illegally and was a member of the MS-13 gang. Attorneys for Abrego Garcia say he is not a gang member. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Trump administration is freezing more than $2.2 billion in multi-year grants and contracts for Harvard University after the school refuses demands to change school policy, like ending diversity programs and limiting student protests. Other schools have caved and kept the money. President Trump says he wants nuclear talks with Iran sped up. A first round was held in Oman this past weekend, led by Middle East Special Envoy Steve Witkoff here on Fox.
This is going to be much about verification on the enrichment program, and then ultimately verification on weaponization. That includes missiles, the type of missiles that they have stockpiled there, and it includes the trigger for a bomb.
It was reported yesterday the next round would be Saturday in Rome. Iran's foreign ministry says no, negotiators will be back in Oman. The White House Budget Office, in a very preliminary proposal, suggests cutting the State Department's budget by almost half and ending funding for most international organizations like the UN and for NATO headquarters in Belgium. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
A judge in Maryland will decide the sentence for a man from El Salvador in the country illegally arrested for murder after a 10-month manhunt.
Patricia Morin, the mother of Rachel Morin, whom a jury said was raped and killed by Victor Martinez Hernandez, stood with lawyers and law enforcement as they acknowledged the jury's swift verdict in this murder case. Harford County State's Attorney Allison Healy said more important than winning was working for Rachel Morin's family.
To get justice for them and for the kids who, I have formed a relationship with, some of them as well. So the fact that they'll never get to see their mother again, it was very important to me.
Healy said DNA evidence that linked the defendant to the murder was a key to a quick verdict. Martinez Hernandez could be sentenced to life without parole. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Columbia University Gaza war protest organizer is arrested in Vermont after showing up at an immigration office for what he'd been told was a citizenship interview. Hussein Mawadi is Palestinian in the U.S. legally for 10 years. Stage 2 of Meta's federal antitrust trial in D.C.
Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg could get more time on the witness stand today following his testimony on Monday in the trial. Emails introduced in court highlighted internal talks in 2011 between Zuckerberg and others inside Facebook that discussed Instagram's explosive growth and what the app had that Facebook didn't. Quote, a really good camera and a photocentric sharing network. Facebook later bought Instagram in 2012 for $1 billion before acquiring WhatsApp 2 years later for $22 billion. The Federal Trade Commission says Meta's ownership of Instagram and WhatsApp gives it excessive control of the social media market, but Meta says it, quote, did nothing wrong. The trial is expected to last several weeks. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
The Dallas Wings take former UConn star Paige Beckers with the first pick in the WNBA draft. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, the governor naming a new secretary of the Illinois Department of Innovation and Technology. He appointed Brandon Regal to lead the agency. Regal named the interim secretary following the departure of Sanjay Gupta. He previously served as deputy secretary and deputy chief information officer. Champion woman charged in an Urbana crash last month that left a 2-month-old baby dead. Cartilla Brooks arrested Friday on charges of aggravated DUI and DUI drugs. They say it happened March 13th at the intersection of Philo Road and Colorado Avenue. Testing shows Brooks had a blood THC level over the legal limit. Hopeton police releasing more information regarding the recent arrest of a man grooming and indecent solicitation of child charges. Police department told that 41-year-old Moises Torres had been talking to a decoy attempting to arrange a meetup. After reviewing evidence from EDP Watch and interviewing Torres, he was arrested by Hopeton police and faces charges. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All righty, we made it to Tuesday. Well done, Tax Day. One of the greatest days in my life is today.
70 years ago.
Is it 70 or 80?
Well, let me think. 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95. That's 50. And then you add 30. Is 80 years, Steve.
Our father came to America 80 years ago today.
Okay.
None of us would be here, or none of us, I'm looking at Diane. You and me wouldn't be here. There would be no radio show.
She wouldn't be in here, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
That's true.
I don't think so. I don't think she'd be here.
Right.
We would be in Philo. We never would have gone to Philo. What would have happened had our father not come to America, not speaking the language, turned 21 on top of the USS General Man in the Rain alone, didn't speak English, came to America, and wow. It's amazing.
Mom, our mother, who... Actually, my mom and LeBron are both from Akron, Ohio.
That's right, exactly.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Where Steph Curry was also born. Nobody
Is that
knows
right?
That's
Akron.
true.
Okay, all right. Solye, so we're happy today happened April 15, 1945.
Congratulations to the entire family.
There you go.
I actually been to San Pedro where that came in. We were in a cruise ship.
No, that's near
same
LA.
port. That same port that my dad came in.
Well, Greg, I will say that they've made me pay.
What country did he come over from?
He came from Iran, and he's Armenian, but we were
on the lam, Greg. We ended up in Iran, and my grandfather worked for the Shah of Iran, who liked hiring the Christians, who there were a lot of Armenians coming through, and he had a lot of people in his administration that were Christian Armenians.
Yeah.
I guess he trusted them, and really a pretty good job. So Dad got over here. It's April 15th, Greg. They've made me pay through the nose ever since.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
Don't get me started.
It's well worth it.
Yeah. No, it's and remember when you were talking about going someplace else, what Dad say?
Don't even think about it.
America, the best, and he knew it, and he got here, and wow. And then he was headed home. Did you? I don't know if I told you this, Johnny. I might not have told you, but near about a month before he died, he said I was headed home. But my advisor said I had to defend my thesis in German and French, and he knew French, but he didn't know German, so he had to learn German, and he had to stay another semester. He said I was so mad, and then he met my mom a month later.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a God?
All in God's plan.
Things happen for a reason.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. All right, it's 7:09. Solye, our meteorologist, our ace on the maps and all the charts and all that stuff we don't
windy
get.
Today.
Really windy. Weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
School's Out Day is coming up on Friday, April 18th. They also have the WITS Workout. Earth Day for Everyone will be coming up on Saturday. There's a Crew Volunteer Stewardship Day where you could kind of help with cleanup efforts and weeding. So if you need more details, urbanaparks.org.
Oh, and you have to pay your taxes today.
Yes.
Okay, that too. Okay, Solye with our weather, windy, and what else, sir?
Well, pretty much that's it today, but we do have some opportunity to get a little afternoon sun in the picture. We do have a couple sprinkles up to the north of us and parts of Kankakee and Iroquois County into northwest Indiana. And, skies where they have cleared, the temperatures have dropped back and we'll be in that same area of high pressure that's on the plains here tomorrow morning, and hence that frost advisory, which is up and hoisted. But, boy, you got to get these winds to ease on down. On the well-oiled anemometer gusting 38 miles per at Willett and Savoy, they're 45 45 there. Same here at Philo and over towards Sydney, and 42 at Ogden, St. Joe, to 45 downtown, to 44 at Rantoul. So a chilly morning, a brisk morning out there, but we will turn it partly sunny, a sprinkle in our northernmost areas here this morning as well, and a high to about 55. That's about 10 shy of normal. Northwest wind, as mentioned, 20 to 30 and gusty. That wind should drop off first part of tonight. Clear skies, colder overnight. Frost with that frost advisory in effect through early tomorrow morning here as well, low down to 33. Tomorrow, frosty start, sunny skies, milder, lighter wind, better day at 62. And then we get into windy and warmer weather and the start of a very active and moisture-laden weather pattern. Not what you want to hear with field work and planting season, and still drainage going on over parts of the Corn Belt. Up to 65 with a shower chance late Thursday, more likely Thursday afternoon. Windy, warmer, a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms Good Friday, and maybe a stormy day's worth of rougher weather at highs near 80. A couple of showers back in late Saturday. We think Sunday afternoon, but wouldn't be surprised a little rain here even Easter Sunday morning. Highs up to 67 there. Still a couple of showers and in the 60s for Monday of next week. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solian.
All right, it is Easter week. This is the most important day, Sunday, of the Christian faith, really. I mean, right? If Jesus hadn't conquered death, we wouldn't be talking about
That's
this.
right.
And when I still, again, I don't know why I get down to the, logistics of things, but I guess, maybe Johnny told me this, that if God told, Moses all of these things to do, all the instructions and everything else, and I'm thinking, well, how did he document that? How did every specific instruction of this is going to be 2 cubits by 1 cubit and everything? And for me, I'd be going, oh crap! What'd you say? I mean, so when if God tells you, it must just imprint in your brain.
Yeah, I would think it
have to be there, so it's be
you
like
would certainly take note if you could. But Moses was a very intelligent man, I guess. And
but to recall the specific instructions of how big the Ark of the Covenant should be, and
there's all things about the details of the temple and all manner of
so I would be there with a pen and paper, and now today on our notes in our phone and all these other things, and I go, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Well, he did write the 10 Commandments down for
Yes.
him.
He did
Then
that.
he broke those.
Did it twice.
Yeah.
And so, but what's amazing to me is that you go through all this, and I guess there were millions that were rescued from Egypt. I think the number's millions.
It's a million men, I think. So that would mean with the families,
couple million.
over a million.
So think of the logistics of all of those people. How long would it take 1 million people, 2 million people to cross the Red Sea parted? Because that's going to take a little bit. There's a lot of people. That's just the size of South Chicago. I mean, it's
a lot of people.
A lot of people. So then they see what God has done with all of those, all the things that occurred,
the miracles, the plagues. Just the parting of the Red Sea.
Yeah, exactly,
Right.
exactly.
But there was also a pillar of fire that was holding off.
But then
the Egyptians.
Aaron, who was a big part of this in this whole process, starts melting gold because Moses is late coming down from the mountain.
Yeah.
And they start worshiping.
Make some false idols.
And then God wanted to destroy everybody, and Moses talked him out of it, I think. So it's just some of the unbelievable exodus if you read that, and that's kind of what I'm in right now. Anyway.
Well, in any case, we, the human race, God's creation, couldn't live up to what we needed to be with God, who can't be with sin.
But he gave his choice.
So then Jesus came, because the Jewish nation had about 1,000 years to try to get it right, and really actually didn't come close.
Yeah.
They weren't even
So,
close.
but do you think God had it planned all? Was that we're going to have to send Jesus, or he knew he was going to have to send
I
Jesus?
think he knew.
Yeah.
I mean,
because he gave us choice, and there's a lot of bad choices that are being made by all of us. So anyway, it's quite amazing. So he sends Jesus, and the difference maker was he kind of came back from death.
and it's a total gift. I always go to the second robber on the cross, because he was crucified between 2 robbers, and one of them said, "Get us out of here. I thought you're the Son of God." And the guy said, "What are you doing? We deserve this.
Yeah.
This man is innocent. Remember me when you get into heaven." And Jesus said, "You're in."
Wow.
It's like,
just like that.
I mean, I don't want to be judgmental, Diane, but I got to say, I got to be tied with that guy.
Yeah.
And so the gift is for everybody.
Yeah.
And really, and Jesus did say, "Look, if you got time, could you just tell some other people about this?
Yeah.
Because it's free for everyone if you believe in me. And that's reasonable. That's a reasonable
And then to think that the disciples who were scattered, except for John who was watching with Mary from the cross, everybody was fearful they were next and they were going to be crucified.
Right.
So you're telling me that a human, which we know humans, we're weak, a human's going to rally the troops and do what they did, and that Peter said, I'm not worthy to be crucified the same way, crucify me upside down?
Right. Well, you would have been a little pumped once you saw him back alive.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, now
What
you
was-
got, wow. Hey,
we got
wait
it.
a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't.
This is really good.
But I would have been like doubting Thomas. And
right.
You know.
Well, then, Thomas put his finger in the hole of his
Yep.
hand.
No,
It's just a remarkable, and it's such a better life when there's a peace that can transcend all understanding within you. And I encourage you, if you're curious, to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we check our morning sports headlines.
A good day for St. Louis Cardinals beating the Houston Astros 8-3 yesterday as we relive some moments right now.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney. Last night at Busch Stadium, the Cardinals beat another good pitcher. It was Framber Valdez. They put up 7 runs, 6 earned against him on the way to an 8-3 win over Houston.
Cardinals offense was great as again they beat a good pitcher. Brendan Donovan was 4 for 4. Nolan Arenado was 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and a homer. The offense was terrific.
It was Lars Nootbaar getting on base at the top. Pedro Paez had a very big 2-run double.
A lot of big hits for the Cardinals, really outperforming what we thought they would do coming out of spring training. These young hitters have been really good in the early going.
Now, how about the pitching where Sonny Gray is 3-0, giving the Cardinals 7 shutout innings.
Sonny Gray got his ERA down to just over 3 and really hitting all the corners. Not a lot of balls hit hard against Sonny Gray. He was terrific as well.
The Cardinals face another good pitcher tonight, right-hander Hunter Brown. He'll be opposed by Redbird right-hander Eric Fetty. We're on the air at 5:50. First pitch at 6:45.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Padres over the Cubs 10-4 yesterday, and an 8:40 start with Shota Imanaga on the mound for the Cubs. Athletics at Chicago's South Side taking on the White Sox with a 6:40 start today. Illinois versus SIUE with a 6 o'clock start at Illinois Field. Kasparas Yakachonis and Will Riley have declared for the NBA draft, so that'll take place in Brooklyn towards the end of June. We also had the Blackhawks over Montreal 4-3 in a shootout yesterday. It'll be Utah in St. Louis tonight for the Blues. We also have some WNBA action with Dallas taking Paige Becker as the number 1 draft. We have Coaches versus Cancer coming up. Kicking Cancer dinner and auction is set for tomorrow at Gordyville, and Illinois head coach Brad Underwood will be joining the show inside the next 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll find out about his special guests and what you can do to attend.
Let's check your weather.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. String of these upper air systems and reinforcing cold fronts on the move. Had one come through the overnight hours with a couple of sprinkles of rain, and some of those are up north of Champaign County again this morning on a third in a string of these cold fronts to come through the area. Temperatures later on today up around 55, and boy, that west-northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty with a partly sunny sky developing as the later morning and more so afternoon wears on. Mostly clear, colder tonight, diminishing wind and the overnight frost forms up to low down to 33. Tomorrow, frost advisory early on in the day. Sunny skies, milder for the afternoon, 62. Clouds increase on Thursday, breezy milder up to 65, and a couple of showers late morning, more so for the afternoon. A windy and warmer Good Friday, partly sunny, and perhaps an active day's worth of showers and thunderstorms, a high near 80. Cooler on Saturday with a couple of showers in the afternoon, 66. More shower thunderstorm activity Sunday afternoon, in particular into Monday, 67 on Easter Sunday, upper 60s on Monday. Brief drying around here Tuesday of next week. Voice TVJ Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solgay.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Bank of America's quarter is stronger than expected. It was helped by taking in more interest income, and it made more from its trading operation because of volatile markets. Bank of America shares are up more than 1.5%. Johnson & Johnson also reported an upbeat quarter and raised its forecast for the year. It's also raising the dividend it pays to shareholders. There's a report saying China has ordered its airline carriers to halt all jet orders from Boeing in response to the U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods. Bloomberg is reporting Chinese airlines have been advised not to purchase any aircraft-related equipment from American companies. Wall Street firm Jefferies is pulling back on expectations for the markets for this year. It sees an economic slowdown, but not a recession. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosilda. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey there, it's me, Kennedy. Make sure to check out my podcast, Kennedy Saves the World. It is 5 days a week. Every week, we check in with Jimmy Fallon, bring in authors for the book club, and even treat some of your favorite Fox personalities to a very special happy hour. Download and listen at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Kennedy Saves the World. America's listening to Fox News.
Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
All right, cue the band.
Yes.
Head basketball coach, University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, our friend Brad Underwood. Brad, my brother Johnny's here. You met up at Urbana Country Club.
Hey, Coach, how you
that night
doing?
you met? Yeah. Of course, you don't meet anybody, so I'm sure you remember everything. How are you?
Doing great, man. Doing great. How are you?
Well, I'm good. Family good?
Family is terrific. Yeah, no complaints there. It's they're all healthy and doing great.
Okay, so you got Coaches versus Cancer. You're like the national grand poobah. Why? Why would you volunteer? Did you miss a meeting?
No, it's an honor. It's something I've been involved with for a long time. I started back as an assistant coach when I was back at Kansas State, and got engaged through Lon Kruger, a former Illini coach, and Lon was actually started a golf event in Las Vegas, which has now turned into just an unbelievable spectacle and fundraising opportunity, and just got involved in every place I've been. We've helped with the Coaches versus Cancer event, and been out to Lon's deal just about every year. I think this is year 18, and it's just it's fun. It's a great cause. We're bringing awareness to something that has affected everybody, and I truly enjoy it. It means a lot to my wife and our family, and it's time to put an end to this, and we're trying to do our part.
Well, you are doing your part. Thank you for all of that. Okay, so tomorrow night at Gordyville, people can still get in. You brought in Dana Altman. You're bringing in Chris Collins and Robbie Hummel. How do you come up with, every year you come up with a group that I'm going, man, that's strong every year.
Yeah, and it's nice to have a network of people who want to be really, really engaged with Coaches versus Cancer. They do tremendous things in their own community. Obviously, I've known Dana Altman for forever. I actually played against one of Dana's teams when he was the coach at Moberly Junior College. So I go way back with Dana. Obviously new to the Big Ten. That'd be a great opportunity for our fans to get to know him. He's done an incredible job at Oregon. Chris right here in the state is doing a tremendous job of promoting Coaches versus Cancer up in Evanston, Chicago area. Has become a good friend. Does an unbelievable job and has just been sensational at Northwestern. And then a guy that we all probably remember as a really, really good player and now has turned into truly maybe the voice of college basketball and all over the multiple networks and just a terrific guy and thought that this would be a great trio for our fans to get to know and listen to them and tell some stories, and we'll have a terrific time.
Yeah, it'll be great. Robbie Hummel, by the way, when he was playing at Purdue, I kept saying, isn't he like 27? He played like 8 years. It was just unbelievable. The guy would not go away. He's a tremendous broadcaster. There's no doubt about it. Well, and it's an awesome event. Again, folks, you can still get in. It's Gordyville tomorrow night. That's between Rantoul and Gifford, and it's a big deal, and there'll be maybe a couple of thousand people there, which is outstanding.
And also, we're making progress on cancer. I'm encouraged.
Yeah.
The techs just kind of jumped here in the last few years, and I think what you're doing, Coach, is having an impact we can see.
Well, and the U of I and the research and working with Carl and all of that. That's
you
kind
got
of
some engineers starting to get involved.
Part of the program too, isn't it, Coach
a good
Brad?
team going.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, so this last year, I guess what I'm taking away from your basketball team this year was what a shame, because after the Oregon game, I'm not sure we were healthy again. It was just like, what the heck? And have you ever been through anything like that?
No. Very different year. Just an absolutely unbelievable group to coach. I had as much fun coaching this team as any team we've ever had, and yet it was. I said all along last year that this team had as high a ceiling as any team I've ever coached, and I still feel that way. We just had some circumstances that didn't allow us to grow that and get to that. And I've never been. We had Bono. We had just unbelievable amount of sickness that was 7-8 guys, and it was key guys at key times, and we went a 5-week stretch where Thomas Love practiced 3 days, and it was we went into the Wisconsin, Duke, and even the game before the Wisconsin game, and I mean it was touch and go as to I didn't even know who we would start because of all the sickness. So just an interesting year, but a great group, and we're going to have 2 first-round draft choices, and those guys grew and developed into great players, and it was a fun year.
What is it like this day and age to coach? It's not X's and O's, man. It's how much money do we have? What the heck? It's just completely on its head. What happened?
Yeah, it's just every day's a new day, literally. It is when I don't have a problem at all with NIL. I think that there's a lot of really good things about that, but when you combine that with the portal, we're at a point where it's unrestricted free agency every year, and that's not good for anybody. But it is a challenge. We've got a nice group of guys coming back that I'm really excited about, and starting with Colin Boswell, who ended the season in a just spectacular way, was terrific down the stretch, and you get Ty Rodgers, back coming off a red shirt, and the improvements he's made, and Thomas Law, Ben Humerkaus, Jake Davis, Jason Jackson. So we got what I think is a terrific group of guys back, and we're continuing to add to that in the recruiting piece and the portal. But I'm excited about what next year's group can look like, and with Adam Fletcher and what we do in our professional development and our individual development, I think is really starting to pay off, and people want to be a part of that.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been saying it's just one of the hardest jobs in the country. You got a little visibility. It's got this free agency that doesn't quit. A lot of guys are young and they've never played together. But Coach, you're still supposed to win every game.
Right. And you've done it. You said before the season, you told me, I want, 5 in a row, most wins in the Big Ten. You said, I want 6. You got it. I mean, you and Brad are tied, I think, for most. Brad Painter, I think it's got the 81. Matt Painter, I'm sorry. Matt Painter. And so here you are, ridiculous success that's never happened here. And I hope you still enjoy it, but I don't know. It's getting awfully complicated. Some coaches are saying, you know what, I'm good. And you keep grinding. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I tell you what, I've never been one to want to stay status quo. We've got Josh has been phenomenal in terms of, we keep moving the program forward. We're not staying the same. We keep making some changes to continue to make it better. I've said all along we can win a national championship here. That's the goal. If I ever lose that fire, then I know it'll be time to do something else. But right now, it's actually kind of an enjoyable process to put a team together and put a roster together and kind of manage it, and so it makes sense. But it is very different, and I'm trying not to be caught up in negativity of it's new, and listen to what mainstream media says about all of this, and just kind of do our thing and put the best team we can together when we've got great fans and we're selling out every year, and we're just keep getting in the tournament. I keep saying that, and anything can happen, and you get the right matchups, and you can make a heck of a run.
Well, you're obviously pretty successful. Quick Lon Kruger story before I let you go. When Lon took the Atlantic Hawks job, right, he was leaving, and I called him and I said, I'd like to buy your house. It's really a half-court basketball. I mean, it was in the house. He had a half-court basketball gym. It was really nice. And I said, Coach, I'd like to offer you $500 a month for 150 years. And he went, good start. Not comfortable with the terms, good start. I never did get the house, but it was, but what a good man, Lon Kruger. What a good guy. I mean, as good a man as you can meet, I think.
Well, great coach. And, a guy that is found success really at every stop, and now he's, even though he's retired, he's living out in Vegas, and he's continued just to work behind the scenes for Coaches versus Cancer. Impossible shoes for me to fill as national director because of his involvement, and again, he's helped elevate Coaches versus Cancer to the level that, we're 31 years, we're approaching $200 million raised. And,
wow.
And there's no coach out there who's done more to help promote it, along with the American Cancer Society and all the help they give us. But it's all been a big assist from Lon Kruger.
Well, you're saving lives you'll never know how many with all your work and all the money, and that's you have to know that it's happening, and people are living longer. A bunch of your efforts helping a lot, and so congratulations and all that. That's way more important than anything, is saving lives and helping people have better lives. But Brad Underwood, you're the man. We appreciate you being on this morning, and looking forward to next year, because I think you really like puzzles. You like putting stuff together from all over the world, and the European. What a new thing for us to introduce the European, which they come in hungry, it would appear. That's great.
Yeah, it's great, and we're excited, and we're going to continue to search that market. And Jeff Alexander, Orlando Antigua, those two in particular, seem to be over there about every month, and it's a great area, and hope to see everybody out tomorrow night. There's very, very few tickets left. Let's sell this thing out. Let's break a record. Let's raise more money, and in the meantime, bring attention to getting screened and all the positive things that can come from early detection in this cancer fight.
Hey, thanks for being on. Keep up your good work.
Yeah,
and
keep
look
it
forward.
up,
Thanks
Coach.
so much, Coach.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Coach.
it.
Go Illini.
Go Illini.
Thank you.
Brad Underwood, Coaches versus Cancer tomorrow night at Gordyville.
Gordyville.
Few tickets left. and
Yes,
you can
just
go buy
a few
one.
tickets last year. Over 1,700 people approximately raised $500,000.
Pretty good night. Yeah.
It's a Kicking Cancer night between 5 and 9 at Gordyville.
And a boot might be on your table from our friends from Pards, and our condolences going to Mark and Angie's mother passed at Pards, and a wonderful couple. Mom and Dad started Pards back in 1969, and it's the place for boots. There's no better selection in the entire central region of the country than Pards Western Shop in Urbana. And, they've had boots on every table in the past. And just delightful. Somebody actually thought it was a favor and took them home. Okay, first of all, we're not giving one boot that doesn't fit you.
That's right.
Give me my boot back.
I know.
Anyway, it's Coaches versus Cancer. Thank you to Brad Underwood for jumping in. Thanks for getting that on the air, Diane. We
Yep,
appreciate
no problem. And
booking.
Robbie Hummel. We also have Dana Altman, and
It's,
from Northwestern, Chris Collins.
Yeah, it's very entertaining. They had one year. They had Tom Izzo, Fran McCaffrey, Brad, of course. A couple others. Fred Hoiberg from Nebraska. It was just really entertaining. And of course, our buddy Brian Barnhart will host.
Oh, good.
And so Brian's outstanding, always has been. So, okay, that was fun. 7:37 blew through everything. So we want to go here in just a moment after the break.
Okay.
And what we'll do is we'll get right into this Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez trying to define capitalism.
Oh, this should be fun.
And then Thomas Sowell, who's a tremendous...
Unbelievable. I think he's like 94.
He just sounds great. Anyway, he's going to talk about what it really is versus when you use what is capital and capital in your definition of what capital is. It's almost a Kamala moment.
Well,
So,
as John Kennedy
play that.
said about AOC, she's the reason that shampoo bottles have directions. So
Okay.
I don't know what she's come up with for capitalism.
She might be on the presidential ticket next time.
Yep. Okay. Let's go.
Let's go. Sorry. All right, we'll play it coming up.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
Tired of trying to keep up with Old Man Jones and his perfect lawn? Spring Green knows that we can't all spend hours a day creating that perfect shade of green, killing off all that crabgrass, and making sure every insect in the neighborhood doesn't call your lawn home this year. At Spring Green, they take the hassle out of your lawn headache with services such as lawn fertilization, weed control, grub and insect control, lime treatments, and even bush and tree care. Let the experts at Spring Green help you this season. For more information, visit them at spring-green.com. Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team.
Two Men and a Junk Truck is emptying their truck, and they have some great items. It's their first ever Second Chance Garage Sale. They rescue cool stuff from heading to the landfill, dusting it off, and offering it to you. Two Men and a Junk Truck believes in second chances. That's why they're holding their Second Chance Garage Sale. Come find furniture, household goodies, and unique treasures ready for their second act. Come out to the Second Chance Garage Sale at 701 West Bradley Avenue from 8 a.m. until noon on April 12th.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
All right, ESPN 93.5. I am Stevie J. That's Brother Johnny, and there's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
And we have this clip here. My friend Bruce sent this, and it's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez trying to define capitalism. And I don't think when you define something, you should use the word in it. I just think that's... Anyway, here's what she said, and then Thomas Sowell is a political commentator, conservative for many, many years, African-American, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Really quite brilliant.
Yeah. Listen to this.
Capitalism it's an ideology of capital. It puts capital, the most important thing is the concentration of capital, and it means that we seek and prioritize profit and the accumulation of money above all else, and we seek it at any human and environmental cost.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's actually not quite correct. You can have people that actually do that. I mean, that's called freedom. And but the capitalism really is an opportunity for everyone to start an enterprise. And yes, you have to have profit or you can't keep it going. But you don't have to do it at the expense of people. As a matter of fact, you can award on merit. As the company grows, people's income goes up, their position goes up. They can move around to like a free agent. You're not put in a category of her idea of socialism being a better way is you're in the, let's say, agriculture area. This is where you are. That's it. Well, I don't like it. Well, that doesn't, you got to do that.
Yeah. Demotivating.
And then your quota is here.
Yeah.
And these guys over here say, well, if we do this and this, we can double the quota. No, you can't. That's not fair to these guys who can't do that. You have to keep to your quota. Don't go over that. And there's no freedom to really grow. You get decided how much you pay. Capitalism, it's a free-for-all. And you can be mean and ruthless. You can treat people badly, and then you might not. You
But
treat
competitive
them
market, wage labor.
And if you do treat it badly, you have free agency to go somewhere else.
That's right.
And
That's right. Part of it.
Here's what Thomas Sowell said, which I think is kind of what you're saying here. Thomas.
Well, I wish I hadn't said anything before he had said. Way to go. He's one of the smartest guys going.
Oh, all right. So here's what Thomas Sowell says.
That is what that means. And to me, that ideology is not sustainable and cannot be redeemed.
Let me start with something I've said for years. People who think they can remake the world to suit their visions usually end up breaking it instead. Ms. Ocasio-Cortez's statement is a textbook example of that, a stew of buzzwords and moral posturing that collapses under the weight of facts and history. She's not describing capitalism. She's caricaturing it.
Caricaturing it, not describing it. She's caricaturing it.
And badly. Let's take this apart piece by piece because there's too much ignorance here to let it slide. First, she calls capitalism an ideology of capital that prioritizes profit above all else. That's a slogan, not an analysis.
Well, he also said it better than she did. She said too many capitals in the beginning part.
Capitalism isn't about worshiping money. It's about voluntary exchange. People trade goods, services, and ideas because both sides benefit, not because someone's hoarding a pile of gold. Wealth isn't concentrated like some cosmic injustice. It's created. Take Henry Ford. He didn't steal his fortune. He built cars millions could afford, revolutionizing transportation and employing thousands. Or look at Steve Jobs. Apple's innovations didn't concentrate wealth. They generated it, lifting living standards worldwide. The World Bank says global extreme poverty fell from 36% in 1990 to under 10% by 2019. Over 1 billion people lifted up, not by socialism's promises, but by market spreading opportunity.
How about that? 36 down to 9, 10%? That's amazing.
That's
1 billion people lifted up.
Well, when you give people an opportunity, it's amazing what they'll do.
Yeah.
And that's what capital is. That's a system that works. It's not perfect. But even the Chinese are using a form of capitalism, and they've done a lot of manufacturing and done extremely well. They'll quote, they're very good in business. I'd like to get along better with them.
Yeah.
But they got to play fair. They're in the World Trade Organization. They don't worry about any of our rules of trade, and then they tariff our stuff.
Yeah.
But that's their form of capitalism is what has made them the second greatest economy in the world.
Okay, so that's Thomas Sowell and Alexandria Ocasio, whatever you say, because I've heard it said several ways. Ocasio-Cortez talking about that. In news this morning, and you might not have heard about, China in coming back on the tariffs have now turned 4 747 luxury liners away from Boeing. And their stock is dipping because of it. I don't know what level Boeing's at, Johnny, but their stock's taking a hit because China's turning away 4 747s. So where else will China go to get a 747? I guess Airbus. I don't know if there's another manufacturer in the world that could make them a 747 like that.
Well, no. And I think Boeing will probably find another buyer because they usually have to wait like 3 years to get one. So
it takes about 3 years
Boeing
to make a 747.
has struggled mightily in the last 4 or 5 years. So all I can tell you is bye.
There's another stock tip.
Boeing's not going anywhere. We're not going to give up our aircraft manufacturer commercial line and turn it over to Airbus.
So how will this turn out? China's not losing face. Donald Trump's going to probably stand solid. How will this fix itself there?
I think that it's a matter of kind of who holds out the longest.
Who can hold out the longest? Who can hold out
and
the
I
longest?
think actually it's kind of counterintuitive, but the more we suffer for this kind of stalemate, the more you realize we really have to do it. We can't be dependent on China. We're already kind of giving up a lot by being dependent on our allies in Europe. It's called free trade, so it's supposed to be everybody working together, and we don't have to worry about getting held up. But when the deals go to where they are right now for us, and we lose a lot of jobs, and we're not getting to sell our products in places, then we want a better deal. And so if it really gets bad here, it just means they have us over a barrel, and we don't need to be over the barrel.
But can we truly change the course? I mean, what other politician, if you can call Donald Trump a politician, who would do this? Go through the pressure he's going through with even people in his own party going, we can't do this, we can't do this.
No, nobody. It's just...
so this is a one chance we have.
And there's a lot of investors who we'll work with China, and they're going to be losing money here for a while. And I don't see how China can hold out. They sell into our market. That's their whole economy. They sell to Europe too, but remember, we're going to be negotiating new deals with Europe. So their pressure is going to build because now it's like, well, we're going to do this with America. And by the way, we got a better deal too, and I don't like the deal you're giving us either. Mm-hmm. And so they're going to have to probably negotiate a better deal for us. As Trump likes to say, they don't have the cards.
But they're going to still come out feeling they won somehow.
Well, sure. I mean, you're not going to say ha 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 and do anything else.
You bended knee to me.
No, you're going to get. I think eventually we're hoping it'll end up with Trump and Xi on the stage, and they're talking. And, great! What a great friend! This is going to be a great trading partner. Oh, we've always loved Trump.
All right, because right now, then, if we're going to keep Boeing going, the stock is going down simply the reaction to this.
No, I'm telling you, the opportunities are there, and that, of course, you've had a lot of people complaining about he's rigging the market. How many people are making a fortune? Well, anybody who's awake could make some money, because when you see something drop, 45% on emotion. Mm-hmm. And you look at what they're doing, they're still selling. Yes, they may sell less, but wow, buy a company like Boeing, because they're kind of, I won't say too big to rig, but they're too embedded to fail. We can't, the government
let them go,
contracts, and then our commercial airliners need them to make the planes.
There's rare earth that the Pentagon uses for our military, and that comes from China.
We have all the rare earth we would need.
But why
we don't want to dig to ruin the planet, so let China dig and ruin the planet.
Okay.
And we can get it from Ukraine. That's one of the things in Greenland. There's stuff.
But we can't get it tonight.
No, no. That's the rub. So that's why who can hold out the longest.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, and can we make some of this stuff here? I mean, when I just looked up imports from China, the top imports are electronic machinery and TV parts, machinery and appliances, furniture, bedding, lamps, toys, sports equipment, plastics, vehicles, iron and steel, optical, photographic parts, including lenses, clothes and shoes and smartphones and laptops and lithium batteries and toys and car parts and medical equipment. I mean, the list goes on and on.
No, it goes. It keeps going.
Can we make that here?
But Diane, we're talking about a clear adversary who has a completely different ideology than we do. To be that dependent on them is not a good idea.
Right.
And especially when we can make everything you just read off right here, it would cost more.
Well,
but then you have to pay more. So we'd have a little more of our own little world, which is what we really don't want.
But we're supporting each other, at least in our own country.
Well, so what was I heard an ABC guy say? So what are we becoming a country of cobblers? We're going to go back to some... Okay.
We could make some shoes. We can make good shoes. And what was wrong with the cobblers? Those guys sit there, and they probably haven't done much of anything but yak. And it's like nobody wants to work. We don't want to work. No, you don't want to work. And there are a lot of people who would like to work and create. We were created in God's image. We want to do something. We want to create something. I was happy when I was roofing and creating a roof that didn't leak.
Yeah.
It wasn't the easiest job ever, but yeah.
All right, weather this morning brought to you by Carl. We check it with our meteorologist, Greg Solier.
And Carl, remind you, they're always here for you. And when it comes to an extended plan, they have the advanced care planning. You can learn more about your primary care provider and advanced care planning at carl.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. It's an increasingly active and moisture-laden weather pattern getting ramped up over the course of the Easter holiday weekend and beyond. Even a couple of sprinkles around, especially north of Champaign. For this morning, a partly sunny afternoon, brisk and chillier at 55. The northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. Winds will ease down on the overnight. A mostly clear, colder night. Late night frost forms up. Pay heed to that frost advisory. Low down to 33 and a frosty start to the day tomorrow. Sunny skies, milder, lighter wind and 62. Clouds increase. A breezy, milder Thursday with a couple of showers breaking out, especially the afternoon up to 65. Could be a stormy Good Friday. Partly sunny, windy, warmer up near 80 with a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Cooler Saturday at 66 and a couple of more showers for the afternoon. Keep an eye on sunrise services and the Easter egg hunt on Easter Sunday. Mostly cloudy, showers and thunderstorms breaking out probably in the afternoon. Up to 67, more showers Monday and a high near 68. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
And now, Kelsey Briggs, owner of Salon 105 in Mahomet.
We have a luxury destination salon located out here in Central Illinois, and we have stylists here for everybody and any need. We have a very wide range of stylists that can cover any needs. There is somebody that can provide any services from a perm to a balayage to extensions and everything in between. Every stylist that works here is certified in Bellohaven hand-tied extensions, and we do a lot of education. We bring in high-level educators from all over the world, and invite local salons to come out here and learn. So not only do we welcome clients here, but we also welcome other stylists or salons in the area to come and learn.
To book your appointment at one of the premier salons in Central Illinois, go to salon-105.com. That's salon-105.com. All right, Dr. Todd Likens, pet pro veterinarian at Madison, Kirby, and Champaign, home of the white English cream. So Mitch wants to know how his doggy will ride better in the car. Well, you have quite a bit of experience with a herd in your Prius. So
yeah, I have lines to get in my car.
Yeah, they want to go. Johnny, Todd has like, what we decided, 18 dogs?
Wow. I think we're 15 currently.
Okay, 15 currently, give or take 5. So when you go to work, there's normally 4 or 5 that join you and they know who they are?
Oh, yeah. There's a work crew and there's a stay-home crew. They have preferences. And, it's just pretty much open the door and they just jump right in the car and they get to work and they open the back door of the clinic and they just run inside. So they love it. So, but, not all dogs are that way. Puppy, you just have to, it's best to start when they're a puppy and just take them for lots of rides. They just kind of work their way through it. On an older dog, it can be a little more tricky. Again, you may want to start out with doing things like just get in the car, give them a cookie, and get back out for a few days so that they think the car and a treat could work. And then you give them a cookie, start up the car, don't go anywhere, and then stop and go right back in. It's kind of a conditioning type thing. Mm-hmm. And then just, stop and go is what drives them crazy. So the initial rides can be a little longer without, like interstate type rides. Sometimes they get used to it a little easier. I know we took a trip over to his house just to get some rolls, just to get a dog used to riding in the car one.
Well, Janet took little Lovey early on, our little 7-pound Morkie, all the way to Vancouver and back, like 55 hours through Colorado.
Yep.
I mean, and we weren't sure if Lovey put herself in a self-imposed coma. She was sleeping so much. It was like, okay, time to get out of there for 8 hours. So she's real good, and so is the little Mosey. Is Olive a car rider too, Diane?
We just don't take her out much, but she does a lot of panting, that's for sure.
Okay.
Well, you know what you remind me of, Todd? Bill Maher was having dinner with Trump, and he said, but Mr. President, you don't have a dog. A lot of presidents have a dog. Well, the president's had a dog for political reasons. He says, no. Bill Maher says, no. A lot of people just love dogs. And the president said, okay, yep, that's true.
That's good.
I'm telling you what, it is. We've been dog people for. Janet and I adopted our first dog like 40 years ago. So
Steve is a dog. I like dogs too, but we don't have the right backyard to have one.
Yeah.
And if you're up and traveling,
I like
a
bigger dog too. So the little dog inside. Yeah. I like the kind you've got there, Todd.
There's I can't tell you except for the hair, but as far as the intelligence, the unbelievable awareness of the dog you breed is just off the chart. I've never been around animals like that. They look at Charlie and Bella would look at me, Johnny, and I'd say, "Hi, welcome to Doggy Weekend, where we're going to get motivated to get more bark." And they both look at me, and they would stare at me as long as I was talking. I could practice everything. It's just amazing, amazing dogs.
Yeah, we like to practice early on, like when you're starting to give them commands and things. You slap your hip and you snap your fingers and raise your arm up to your eyes, drawing their attention to your eyes so that they learn to look at you. Because that's how a lot of nonverbal communication goes on.
Well, your dogs have eye contact like crazy. It's awesome. It's lovely. Okay, how can people connect with you, Todd?
All right, I got Miss Taylor on the text line today, 217-355-5051. Amazing number of texts come through. I think she booked 25 groomings the other day. Guess what? It's Easter, guys. Book now or you're going to miss out.
Yeah, you
clean dogs for the holiday.
You think you can still get Easter done this Tuesday already, Todd?
Oh, man, you don't know my crew, man. I get them all coffeeed up and get them some sugar, and they're ready to go.
That's great.
All right, it's 217-355-5051 to get a booking for grooming before Easter Sunday. So, okay, my friend, always a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, see ya.
Todd Likens, veterinarian. Mm-hmm. Yeah, doggies are something else. Troy, the king of Philo.
King of all dogs.
You said Troy actually bit somebody a long time ago.
He didn't bite anybody.
It was his ancestors. Great.
Oh, yeah, that would have been Hitler.
Yeah, German Shepherd.
Yeah, his ancestors.
I don't know how
German.
Johnny tracked that down, but apparently Troy.
No, there's no doubt about
German
it.
Shepherd.
We're pretty sure about that.
Great grandfather bit Hitler in the heel. So that's what Johnny says. So I'm going with it. I'm good dog.
That's great.
Okay, news, and then back with another hour. If you'd like to text us this morning on the Fisher National Bank text line, easy to do it, 217-359-2255. You can text in any thoughts, anything on your mind about what we're talking about.
Hear the show anytime at StevieJay.com or catch us on X at StevieJayFM.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
More tariff tit for tat. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News, and more trouble for Boeing. Its stock is down as China, according to a Bloomberg News report, orders airlines to stop taking deliveries of the company's jets.
This order will block about 10 747 MAX jets from entering Chinese fleets. China's retaliatory tariff of 125% on American goods made purchases impractical, more than doubling the cost. Meantime, Beijing is looking for ways to assist the Chinese airlines that lease the Boeing jets.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. The report also says Chinese airlines are not to buy equipment or parts from American companies, period. There's a hearing in the Kilmar Abrego Garcia case this afternoon in Maryland. He was deported to El Salvador, and courts have said he should be returned. A man who admits setting fire to the Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's residence, Cody Ballmer, is held without bail.
Court documents reveal the suspect allegedly had a hatred for the governor, that the state foreclosed on his property. At the White House, President Trump saying,
the attacker basically wasn't a fan of anybody. It's probably just a whack job. And certainly a thing like that cannot be allowed to happen.
Harrisburg Fire says millions of dollars in damage was likely done. Ballmer remains jailed on attempted murder, terror, and other charges. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
The FAA grounds the operator of a helicopter that crashed in New York City, killing the pilot and 5 tourists from Spain.
Regulators say the company fired its operations director minutes after he agreed to suspend flights during the investigation. After the halting, the company's chief executive sent a separate email to the FAA saying he did not authorize the halt. The chopper broke apart midair before crashing into the Hudson River Thursday. The NTSB has recovered key rotor parts from the river as they work to figure out what went wrong.
It's Fox's Ted Linder. Most federal tax returns are due today, April 15th. There's an extension to file and to pay in designated regions hit by natural disasters across 13 states. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Former President Biden gives his first public speech since leaving office in Chicago this afternoon. It's focused on protecting and strengthening Social Security at an Advocates, Counselors, and Representatives for the Disabled conference. A high-speed rail project linking Dallas and Houston, Texas, loses a $64 million grant for pre-construction planning.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy calling the project a waste of taxpayer funds. The project was originally supposed to be a private venture, but costs skyrocketed and it became dependent on federal dollars and the help of Amtrak to complete. The DOT says the capital cost for the project is more than $40 billion, making construction unrealistic. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
About $20 million worth of jewelry is reported stolen from a store in downtown Los Angeles.
It was the vacant building right next door they used to get in. They used that for cover. The jewelry thieves go in there and they start cutting their way through 3-foot thick reinforced brick wall, tunnel their way in, get inside the jewelry store, clean out not one, but 2 big safes. And when they get in there, they clip the wires so there's no security video.
It last goes with Fox 11 Los Angeles. It's believed the thieves took about a week to cut through the wall, then worked overnight Sunday into Monday to complete the job. A lot of mid-April snows in the forecast today into tomorrow downwind of the Great Lakes.
Snow accumulations will range from 4 to 8 inches across upstate New York. Additionally, wind advisories have been issued across portions of the East Coast and Mid-Atlantic. Gusts of up to 50 miles per hour are expected. And finally, from the West Coast to the central United States, expect warm weather the next several days. Highs will reach between 15 and 20 degrees above average. However, no daily records are expected to be broken. Adam Klotz, Fox News.
Stock futures are lower ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Hoopeston police releasing more information regarding the recent arrest of a man grooming an indecent solicitation of child charges. Police department told that 41-year-old Moises Torres had been talking to a decoy attempting to arrange a meetup. After reviewing evidence from EDP Watch and interviewing Torres, he was arrested by Hoopeston Police and faces charges. Well, the governor naming a new secretary of the Illinois Department of Innovation and Technology. He appointed Brandon Regal to lead the agency. Regal named the interim secretary following the departure of Sanjay Gupta. He previously served as deputy secretary and deputy chief information officer. Champion woman charged in an Urbana crash last month that left a 2-month-old baby dead. Cartilla Brooks arrested Friday on charges of aggravated DUI and DUI drugs. Police say it happened March 13th at the intersection of Philo Road and Colorado Avenue. Testing shows Brooks had a blood THC level over the legal limit. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
I mean, would you feel comfortable booking Joe Biden for a speaking engagement?
It's in Chicago.
I know, but would you feel comfortable booking Joe Biden for a speaking engagement? I'd be nervous.
Talking about Social Security.
Well, if he can read the prompter and somebody helps him get off the stage, but every time the man spoke, I felt bad and I also was nervous.
Mm-hmm. Well, so what else is new? If I'm in Chicago, I'm usually a little nervous.
You're right.
Well, they're brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. They offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. If you want a free evaluation, just call them 217-352-0428. And Busey, for over 155 years, member FDIC. Our meteorologist is Greg Solier. Johnny was pointing out that it's 70 in South Dakota, and we're not getting much.
Well, and then in Denver, and then New Orleans.
He's just pointing out that it's warmer in other
Those are 3 places I could be, but I want to be here in the wind.
It is just that out there. But do not fret, do not panic. Some of Brother Johnny's warmth and the Denver folks and Plain State's warmth is coming our way. We're kind of eroding away the last of the cold, but a significant pattern shift around here. Herald's winds in from the south and southwest up aloft, winds off the Gulf of Mexico. So yeah, we warm up, but we get the humidity to climb, and boy, every possible mechanism in the world to make rainfall will be lining up on top of us here for probably the next couple of weeks for openers. And if you want the longer range outlook and all that, well, we'll have that tomorrow. We'll tell you where. But in the short term of it for radio purposes, yeah, the next several weeks, it's going to be a character building planting season here, especially in the Eastern Corn Belt. In the meantime, 46 now at Willard and Savoy, and it's that aforementioned wind, so gusting close to 40 miles per hour in open areas, from 42 at the Kankakee to 48 at St. Louis. A few sprinkles northeast of Purdue right down, and an otherwise partly sunny sky that evolves as the day wears on today here in East Central Illinois. Sprinkled to the north and northeast. Afternoon temperatures on the cool side of average at 55. We'll bottom out tonight with diminishing wind and a clearing sky at 33. Yeah, some frostiness after midnight and early tomorrow. Sunny, a bit milder though at 62. The first of the shower activity breaks out Thursday. Increasing clouds, but breezy, milder weather up to about 65. Here comes 70 and 80 degree warm, mind you, for Friday. Could be a rough day with some outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms. A Good Friday high again here, 80 down to about 66. The high on Saturday with a couple of showers back in. There may be a little rain Easter Sunday morning. Better chance for showers and thunderstorms in here Sunday afternoon and into Monday. High temperatures still at least well into the 60s for Easter Sunday and Monday. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, so it is going to get better, Johnny. I just, yeah.
Well, we need a little We need a little dry towards the end of April at least.
People got to get out there,
the
right?
crop in.
Yeah,
Good
right.
grief! Come on.
Yep. Yeah, we'll be planting here by the end of the month, won't we?
Well, that's the we'd like to be.
Yeah. All right, so here we are into Tuesday. This is April 15. It's tax day, so if you've got to do all that, make sure it's postmarked. The post office, I think they're supposed to postmark stuff. I don't know if they stamp everything. I've noticed that sometimes they'll get mail that isn't stamped. So how would you... I
don't think they... If the mail comes in piles like it is, I don't think the IRS actually looks
at the postmark.
through.
Yeah. So it's kind of like 2 weeks after voting, as long as it comes in, kind of thing.
With the spot checking.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not going to go through every postmark.
I mean, there's a lot of people now. Earlier, woman on Fox interviewed Donald Trump in Spanish and asked, could the tariffs take the place of income tax?
Oh.
He said, I've never been asked that, and I think it's possible.
Well,
Will that ever happen where we don't have tax day?
Well, that turns into more of a sales tax because we'll pay more for whatever we're tariffing, which is the big beef about tariffs, but we won't pay income tax. So I like it, but I like it better because you pay tax if you buy something, but you don't if you don't.
But they say that's regressive.
It is. What that means is people in a low income category pay the same high price. Well, it's a lot bigger percentage of their income. It's a valid objection. So the income tax is, I think, probably going to hang around. But the question is, can we be better managers of the money? We're saying.
Well, if we are, maybe we don't need as much, and maybe we can have tax cuts and not pay not pay so much. All right,
and no tariffs. Let's go to no tariffs.
Well,
either way, across the board.
That's going to be a long-term impact positive for America, but it might take a minute to really find out. 10 a decade or something. You'll be able to see the difference between then and now, 10 years from now.
Yeah, and it's difficult because our system allows for the possibility of a complete switch, especially these days, from one extreme to the other. So if some of the countries will hold out and say, no, I don't think the Republicans can hang on, and the Democrats are going to cancel everything. And so they'll be thinking that. Don't know what'll happen.
Wonder why it's so hard to get some things done, particularly if you have the House and the Senate. Why Democrats wouldn't have any problem. Every one of them toe the line. They all vote the same way. Republicans just have these people.
The Democrats have a little problem. They have to do a lot of yelling and arm twisting and arguing.
But they eventually fall in line.
Yeah, right.
Republicans.
Well, the Republicans have been falling in line. You know, they just passed that framework, which nobody thought was going to make it.
For the big continued attack.
One big
beautiful bill.
And it did pass, and they did fall, quote, like you say, fall in line, and some were complaining about it. But democracy's a mess. That's what Churchill said, but it's the best we got.
So the founders know that there'd be all this how to make sausage. You get to see. I mean, it's really difficult and slow to get stuff done. That's intentional.
Well, the other cleaner option is just one guy calls the shots.
Yeah, right.
If it's a bad guy, you're just toast.
Yeah, right. And that's what we've had more of in history than
sure.
any. Right.
Yeah.
In America, aren't we still kind of a baby at 250 years? I mean,
well, it's kind of getting kind of respectable. The average is 100 years for a country to run in power.
What was Rome? 400 years?
Yeah, they made it a long way, but it was a republic like ours actually, and they had representatives. Now in those cases, if you had over $1 million, you could be a senator. That's what you weren't elected.
Okay.
And then they would have elections and this and that, but they were corrupted. Caesar took over. And it broke up from the inside.
So is it possible for us to survive past what Rome did? Or is there just... what happens to us?
It's possible.
Well, what happens to us in this where it feels like we've lost a lot of the fastball, so to speak, in the last 100 years when it comes to family, when it comes to morals and values and integrity and church going and all these other things? I don't think if we quit going to church.
No, I think following God is why we made it 250 years.
But I mean,
if we walk away from that, we're not going to last. But if we don't, we'll keep going.
Well, it feels like there's somewhat of a resurgence in curiosity and people coming back to church to some extent.
Yeah, well, we can see a lot more now. We have so much so many ways to communicate, whether it's television, social media, satellite. Yeah. Now you got Starlink, so we can see what's going on, and you can see it takes longer for some than others to say, man, that isn't working. We're going to have to do something different, or I can see where this is going. And so you change. So we're in a little bit of a transition here. It's a Steve, I don't remember any time like this one.
No, I don't either. All right, 217-359-2255. Want to text in to join us? You're welcome. Diane has sports headlines.
St. Louis Cardinals win 8-3 over Houston. We'll have another game today here on ESPN 93.5. Here's your Redbird recap.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Gordon, I'm John Rooney. Last night at Busch Stadium, the Cardinals beat another good pitcher. It was Framber Valdez. They put up 7 runs, 6 earned against him on the way to an 8-3 win over Houston.
Cardinals offense was great as again they beat a good pitcher. Brendan Donovan was 4 for 4. Nolan Arenado was 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and a homer. The offense was terrific.
It was Lars Nootbaar getting on base at the top. Pedro Paez had a very big 2-run double.
A lot of big hits for the Cardinals, really outperforming what we thought they would do coming out of spring training. These young hitters have been really good in the early going.
Now how about the pitching where Sonny Gray is 3-0, giving the Cardinals 7 shutout innings.
Sonny Gray got his ERA down to just over 3 and really hitting all the corners. Not a lot of balls hit hard against Sonny Gray. He was terrific as well.
The Cardinals face another good pitcher tonight, right-hander Hunter Brown. He'll be opposed by Redbird right-hander Eric Fetty. We're on the air at 5:50. First pitch at 6:45.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Padres over the Cubs 10-4, 8:40 start on US 105.9. Shota will take the mound for the Cubbies. And Athletics are on the south side of Chicago to face the White Sox with a 6:40 start. Gearing up for Coaches versus Cancer. If you want to hit up StevieJay.com, listen to the podcast right around 7:22. Coach Brad Underwood talking about last year raising over $500,000. And this Kicking Cancer event is at Gordyville. Still a couple of seats left. Chris Collins from Northwestern, Robbie Hummel, former Purdue player and on TV, and Dana Altman, Oregon's coach, are part of the panel with that program starting at 7.
Brent said that he played basketball at a junior college with Dana Altman. Those guys go back a long time.
Right.
Played against his team. I think
his team?
I got the idea.
Yeah.
He was... Dana's a little older, must be.
Maybe.
Wow.
Was coaching the team he played against.
And he said network. All coaches know every.
I would think.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Steve, I was down with Lou Henson in New Orleans for one of the Final Fours, and I got to meet everybody coach that happened to walk by. And they'd give Lou a hug. And if he said, "This is my friend John," they were just buddies. Me and Tommy Izzo are like
Tommy Izzo.
That's it.
That's fun.
Will Riley played in all 35 games. Kasparas Yakachonis, one of our big scorers, all declaring for the NBA draft at the end of June. Got some new players coming in for the Illinois football team. Number 37 ranked linebacker Tony Williams and Almarian Thomas, who's the 39th defensive back, a 3-star guy from Florida. Got some playing games for the NBA, Atlanta and Orlando, Memphis and Golden State. WNBA with the draft yesterday. Dallas chooses Paige Beckers from UConn, number 1 draft. Blackhawks over Montreal 4-3 in a shootout. Utah is in St. Louis to face the Blues at 7 o'clock tonight.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Are you looking to get the most from your money? If not, you should be. A free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank gives you access to their Reward Saver, which earns you an exceptional annual percentage yield and can really increase your earnings potential. No monthly service fees or minimum balance required. When you're ready to make the most of your money, switch to Rewards Checking or Rewards Saver from Fisher National. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people, member FDIC.
Yeah, things are going to get better. Greg thinks it'll be quite a bit warmer next week. Which
definitely breezy.
Yeah, you got to deal with all that. Our weather this morning brought to you by Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt and State Farm are there. You might want to think about home, auto, and maybe life insurance, which will give you some peace of mind when your family's all covered. All right, here's Greg at 8:19.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. It's an increasingly active and moisture-laden weather pattern getting ramped up over the course of the Easter holiday weekend and beyond. Even a couple of sprinkles around, especially north of Champaign. For this morning, a partly sunny afternoon, brisk and chillier at 55. The northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. Winds will ease down on the overnight. A mostly clear, colder night. Late night frost forms up. Pay heat to that frost advisory. Low down to 33 and a frosty start to the day tomorrow. Sunny skies, milder, lighter wind, and 62. Clouds increase. A breezy, milder Thursday with a couple of showers breaking out, especially the afternoon up to 65. Could be a stormy Good Friday. Partly sunny, windy, warmer up near 80 with a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Cooler Saturday at 66 and a couple of more showers for the afternoon. Keep an eye on sunrise services and the Easter egg hunt on Easter Sunday. Mostly cloudy, showers and thunderstorms breaking out probably in the afternoon. Up to 67. More showers Monday and a high near 68. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
News on the economy continues to be mixed. The cost of things from other countries, import prices declined 0.1% in March. Excluding fuel, import prices were flat. A separate report says manufacturing slump slowed in New York State this month. The Empire State Manufacturing Survey came in with a decline of 8.1. However, March's reading was -20. Citigroup's quarter easily topped expectations, shares up 2.5%. Bank of America's profit rose. It was better than forecast. It's describing a resilient U.S. economy in the months leading up to April's tariffs. Medical technology and pharma giant Johnson & Johnson is raising its outlook for the year, even accounting for the impact of tariffs. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Denise and her husband recently made the decision to sell their home. They reached out to Nate Evans Group for help. Denise said that the Nate Evans Group not only sold their home quickly, same day that it was listed, the experts at the Nate Evans Group also helped Denise and her husband find their forever home as well.
Nate Evans at the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty can get you that immediate cash offer on your home, offers flexible fees, sell your home for the most money possible. A friend you can trust, very invested in our community. The team was part of the fashion show that helped out Don Moyer Boys and Girls Club. It raised over $110,000 yesterday at an event, or last week at an event at Carmen's. It's great to have somebody who's invested in our community. If you're looking and poking around, there's that Coming Soon program, that secret list of homes that'll soon be available on the market. You can learn more with an online search to Nate Evans Group and start packing.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to the NateEvansGroup.com.
All right, Tim Onstad, tell me how you're doing at Dedicated Diesel and the Dixie Chopper. You have any late model deals here I can make?
Yeah, there are fall deals on everything. We've got 3 or 4 used machines in there that Andy's looking to get rid of. We still have some new models, very few, limited of those, but those are going to be at the lowest prices that you can get. If you give us a price and it's close to what our dealer invoice is, he'll go for it.
Okay.
We'll do that and get rid of it.
Good time to buy then.
It's a great time to buy. Best prices you can get, and if you need service service. Now's the time to bring them in to get them serviced and get ahead of the rush and get ready for spring.
Gail Frericks Trucking, can people apply just to give you a resume?
We actually are starting a waiting list now for drivers for our regional van over the road. We've got a good group right now, and we're blessed with it.
What's the location?
1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. You can get Andy at 217-328-0562. They can reach me at the office at 765-793-7131.
Christie Clinic has been helping patients win the fight against cancer for almost 90 years. The Charles W. Christie Cancer Center brings together a multidisciplinary team of providers who recommend and provide treatment options. Their team works together to fight cancer while helping reduce the side effects of treatment and maintain your well-being. A team built to act, a team ready to bring hope when you need it most. Learn more at cancer.christieclinic.com.
Race weekend, April 24th through the 26th, IllinoisMarathon.com.
Saturday, April 26th, the Cardinals host the Brewers, and here's a promotion you'll love. 20,000 fans, 16 and older, will take home an embroidered replica of the Cardinals City Connect jersey, courtesy of Stiefel. This exclusive giveaway features the modern take of the birds on the bat, highlighted with the Lou scripted below, and wavy red pinstripes signifying the mighty Mississippi. For tickets, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Miles Michaelis, St. Louis Cardinals, for the Lou.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. Well, congratulations to our winners from Interstate Batteries yesterday. They got, free batteries, car, truck, van batteries.
Excellent.
Pretty happy people. Okay, so PBS might lose some funding. I saw that where the Trump administration is talking about $9 billion taken away from public television radio.
NPR, PBS.
I just know that I've been supportive of them over the years. I've helped them with fundraisers back in the day and all these other things until
I remember that.
Then when people started hiring away from me and doubling the salary, good for the kid, but it wasn't what the real market is. The market paid this for radio.
Well, you have to, in addition to not getting any government funding, you have to take some of your money to pay for your competition,
I know,
which is radio, and that's the problem. And then they start going to one side or the other, and you're wondering, why are we paying for radio? It's a free market.
Right.
Again, it goes back to that socialism versus capitalism.
Well, it's under auspices of, well, we want a fair and balance, and this is a way to get it. And PBS, I think back in the day, they were pretty even-keeled. I think it's changed over the last 3 decades.
Here's the thing about socialism is the critical difference is very few people run everything. They're going to make all the rules, and you've got to follow it for the greater good. Capitalism, everybody wants to be in charge. You got to, every man a king.
Yeah, right.
2 chickens in every pot. That's the dream. And we've been able to realize that to a large extent. And it'll never be perfect. So.
Well, we strive every day to get better, but as far as the innovation, I mean, where would the world be without America?
I don't know.
I mean, really, what haven't we been a part of?
I think the dark ages too. That's what I think. Because we went through that period where not a whole lot of progress.
But since I guess the Industrial Revolution was 1890s, maybe at the start of that.
Yeah.
And then
era.
That 100-year span of what it all compounded, and we've gone from, nothing to vehicles and airplanes and all the
the whole democratic process, it goes back further, Steve. We helped essentially abolish slavery, most of the world, and that came from the Americans free thinking and arguing about it, and we had a big fight over it.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a small group in charge that crushed the opposition, and so we actually fought a war over it, and then we were able to we got some of those issues settled, and we've got these states, and we were able to do what each person felt they could make money doing.
Yeah.
Make money as in eat food and build a house. And it just took off.
Yeah.
And then you could think of things, and we have that patent system that we've talked about with Eddie, and that allows someone to come up with a new idea, and it's theirs for a while, 20 years. And if you can make money on it, more power to you. And then after that, it's on the table for everybody. But that's what gave incentive for innovation. And you've heard ideas from every corner of your life from people who you would never. That's a good idea. You've never thought of anything before in your life.
That's right.
That's a great idea. And that's incentive. So all of a sudden we're alive and we drive everything.
But sadly, so many of them die on the vine somewhere in the process because not every great idea sees the light of day.
It's still very healthy to think.
Absolutely.
And a lot of them make it.
Yeah,
they
do.
It's great. Look at Shark Tank. Come on.
Yeah, it's fun.
Not all of those are inventions, but it's business, and it's new. Usually
ideas.
Something
new
ideas, and it's just fun. I mean, that's the other thing. It's way more fun than no, we can't do your idea. Right. That wouldn't be fair. We'll be able to make more widgets, and the people over in Indiana can't. Yep. It's not fair to them.
No, it's and socialism.
That's socialism.
Socialism is demotivating.
You read Atlas Shrugged. Ayn Rand has this. It's rather long, lengthy, rather repetitive. Disaster of socialism.
All right, we're coming right back. That's Brother Johnny hanging out. It's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
And don't forget Gordyville, Coaches versus Cancer tomorrow night in Gordyville between Rantoul and Gifford. We'll be right back. It's 8:30.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. China halting a $1 billion chunk of trade in retaliation against Trump tariffs, reportedly ordering Chinese airlines to refuse delivery of 10 Boeing 747 MAX jets from the U.S. aviation giant, also halting some rare earth exports. A federal judge in Maryland will press the Justice Department on the deportation of Kilmar Abrego Garcia from Maryland to El Salvador's mega prison. The president of El Salvador says he won't, quote, smuggle a terrorist back to the U.S. And U.S. court rulings have no power over El Salvador, as Attorney General Pam Bondi tells Fox.
If he wanted a plane flight, we could give him a plane flight. But we cannot effectuate it, meaning making it happen, which is what the district court had originally ruled. It was a win.
And the Trump administration reported planning to make a rescission request to Congress to cut $1 billion from NPR and PBS. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, the governor naming a new secretary of the Illinois Department of Innovation and Technology. He appointed Brandon Regal to lead the agency. Regal named the interim secretary following the departure of Sanjay Gupta. He previously served as deputy secretary and deputy chief information officer. Champaign woman charged in an Urbana crash last month that left a 2-month-old baby dead. Cartilla Brooks arrested Friday on charges of aggravated DUI and DUI drugs. Police say it happened March 13th at the intersection of Philo Road and Colorado Avenue. Testing shows Brooks had a blood THC level over the legal limit. Hopeton police releasing more information regarding the recent arrest of a man grooming and indecent solicitation of child charges. Police department told that 41-year-old Moises Torres had been talking to a decoy attempting to arrange a meetup. After reviewing evidence from EDP Watch and interviewing Torres, he was arrested by Hopeton police and faces charges. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana Saturday. It's an increasingly active and moisture-laden weather pattern getting ramped up over the course of the Easter holiday weekend and beyond. Even a couple of sprinkles around, especially north of Champaign. For this morning, a partly sunny afternoon, brisk and chillier at 55. The northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. Winds will ease down on the overnight. A mostly clear, colder night. Late night frost forms up. Pay heed to that frost advisory. Low down to 33 and a frosty start to the day tomorrow. Sunny skies, milder, lighter wind. And 62. Clouds increase, a breezy milder Thursday with a couple of showers breaking out, especially the afternoon up to 65. Could be a stormy Good Friday, partly sunny, windy, warmer up near 80 with a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Cooler Saturday at 66 and a couple of more showers for the afternoon. Keep an eye on sunrise services and the Easter egg hunt on Easter Sunday. Mostly cloudy, showers and thunderstorms breaking out probably in the afternoon. Up to 67. More showers Monday and a high near 68. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Sarah Champagne's Ben Quattrone on keeping his employees.
It's got to be the place to work. We have to pay the best. We have to treat people the best. Some of the guys wanted to order pizza the other day. Well, we bought 30 Papa Del's pizzas. BMW had the best month they've ever had. They said, can we have a cookout? Saturday, I cooked like 50 ribeye steaks. And they were expecting like cheese, burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Like, if I'm eating steak, you're eating steak. We both eat steak, we both eat hamburger.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
Hey, all you backyard chefs and grill gurus, barbecue season is here. And I know that you're anxious to fire up that smoker or grill, but your yard needs mowed. Yes, your wife is getting hangry, but that grass isn't going to cut itself. What's an aspiring pitmaster going to do? Get the world's fastest mower, of course, a Dixie chopper from Dedicated Diesel in Urbana. They carry a full line of Dixie choppers from the Z2 and Magnum residential models up to the big Excalibur and classic commercial machines that can mow nearly 8 acres an hour. This is award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstott, and whether I'm cooking low and slow or hot and fast, I always have time to savor the flavor because my mowing time is cut down by Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest mower. Get your Dixie Chopper at Champaign-Urbana's only dealer, Dedicated Diesel, at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, 217-328-0562.
Preventative care is a key factor in maintaining your overall health. Don't delay your health care. If you haven't already scheduled your annual wellness checkup and any recommended screenings and immunizations, do it today. Christie Clinic primary care physicians have same-day appointments available. Talk to a Christie Clinic physician about important screenings and immunizations. You don't want to delay. Make an appointment today at ChristieClinic.com and click on online scheduling. Take care of yourself and put your health first.
Race weekend, April 24th through the 26th. Illinois Marathon.
Yeah, looking forward to all of that. That'll be fun. Marathon weekend coming up the week after this weekend, which is Easter weekend.
Talking with Jan Seeley yesterday, around 10,000 participants signed up and around 2,000 volunteers to make it all happen. Yep. If you can sign up for a shift, boy, they really give back to a lot of nonprofits too. Just go to IllinoisMarathon.com.
Brad Underwood joined us an hour ago. A little of what he said.
Truly, maybe the voice of college basketball, and all over the multiple networks, and just a terrific guy, and thought that this would be a great trio for our fans to get to know and listen to them and tell some stories, and we'll have a terrific time.
Yeah, it'll be great. Robbie Hummel, by the way, when he was playing at Purdue, I kept saying, isn't he like 27? He played like 8 years. It was just unbelievable. The guy would not go away. He's a tremendous broadcaster. There's no doubt about it. Well, when I and it's an awesome event again, folks. You can still get in. It's Gordyville tomorrow night. That's between Rantoul and Gifford, and it's a big deal. And there'll be maybe a couple of thousand people there, which is outstanding.
And also, we're making progress on cancer. I'm encouraged.
Yeah.
You know, the techs just kind of jumped here in the last few years, and I think what you're doing, Coach, is having an impact we can see.
Well, and the U of I and the research and working with Carl and all of that. That's kind of
some
part
engineers starting to get involved.
Part of the program too, isn't it, Coach
Brad? A good team going.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, so this last year, I guess what I'm taking away from your basketball team this year was what a shame, because after the Oregon game, I'm not sure we were healthy again. It was just like, what the heck? And have you ever been through anything like that?
No. Very different year. Just an absolutely unbelievable group to coach. I had as much fun coaching this team as any team we've ever had, and yet it was. I said all along last year that this team had as high a ceiling as any team I've ever coached, and I still feel that way. We just had some circumstances that didn't allow us to grow that and get to that. And I've never been. We had Bono. We had just unbelievable amount of sickness that was 7-8 guys, and it was key guys at key times, and we went a 5-week stretch where Thomas Love practiced 3 days, and it was we went into the Wisconsin, Duke, and even the game before the Wisconsin game, and I mean it was touch and go as to I didn't even know who we would start because of all the sickness. So just an interesting year, but a great group, and we're going to have 2 first-round draft choices, and those guys grew and developed into great players, and it was a fun year.
Brad Underwood earlier this morning on the radio about coaches versus cancer tomorrow night at Goderville and about the team.
Aren't our 2 first-round draft choices 18 years old?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Will Riley's even.
It could be 19.
They did have.
It could be that Yaka Jonas turned 19, but Will's a senior in high school. He should be going to prom.
Will Riley.
Will Riley left early, and he just turned 18 like 2 months ago.
Kasparis is predicted at number 9
now.
now.
I've seen 5 and I've seen 12.
Man.
Well, and
top 14's lottery.
It wasn't that long ago where you had to be 19 years old to go to the NBA, and I really think that they should have kept with that because you're giving these guys an offer they cannot refuse.
Right, too much money.
But you give them $100 million, and I'd like to see them buy back 18 years old. You're not going to be able to do it. And so now you're going into the fray.
Will turn 19 in February.
And it's a rough business, Stevie, up there in the NBA, man.
No, you're talking about 28-year-old men with families. You're trying to take their job. They don't like that. So, hey, I would challenge that because Will Riley then was an old senior. He was held back somewhere to be 19 as a senior.
I see.
I mean, right? You don't graduate 19 when you're a senior unless
you're right.
So you should be 18.
Birthday was in 06, February 10, it says.
Well, anyway.
It's young. Still teenage.
Luck, and I think they'll do.
He's a Canadian. Maybe they're
okay. Anyway, it's still teenagers. and the guy from France last year, number 1 pick, was 18. So I don't know. And Cooper Flagg's supposed to be a senior in high school. That's what they said. Maybe he's 30. I don't know.
The parents are wondering, this is great. Wow, generational wealth. But wow, my boy. He's not ready for this. And Cooper's you see 18. Some of those guys in the mid-20s and up close to 30 up there. It's like they're going to, just have to grow into it.
Gracie danced on a cruise ship when she was like 10. And they just, they couldn't believe how good she was. And she should be in the Super Academy of Arts in North Carolina.
Right.
We're not
at
doing
10.
It. We're not doing it. No, we're not doing that.
Right.
We're not giving up the childhood with her. No way.
And she's done fine, and she probably wouldn't have been any better of a pitcher anyway. because she's a great dancer.
Yeah.
Most dancers cannot pitch.
Okay, so she threw her first pitch at St. Louis and grounded it because she forgot to let go.
It wasn't just grounded, Steve. It was kind of over towards the dugout.
Well, she forgot to let go. That's what she said.
When I looked at the video, it didn't look too
bad.
By
the way, I practiced with her, and she could do it fine, but it was tough.
She was pretty nervous. And then for the reveal of their baby girl, she threw it high and tight to Jacob when he hit the ball that exploded into the pink dust.
Yeah.
The big pink powder.
Yes.
Anyway, so she said, I was so nervous the team was there. I didn't know they'd be there. Anyway, it's,
I don't know. Somebody from the Rangers might have seen that and said, we got to get this kid. Nobody could have hit that ball.
That's right. Exactly. 8:42. It's ESPN 93.5.
We're back. We have Paul Rican from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World on the air. Paul, what makes buying an appliance at Dick Van Dyke so special?
Well, Chris, it all starts with our service department. We have an in-house service team that's second to none. And Chris, is that a dog in the background?
Max, keep it down. Have a snack, buddy. Go ahead, Paul.
With our in-house service team, we have our free 10-year protection plan included on most appliance purchases.
Paul, sorry. Let me close the window here.
should we start over? Or?
Nope, we are on the air.
All right, so with our free protection plan, we also give you a lifetime discount on the service call even after the 10 years runs out.
Hey, cut it out for a second. Sorry, Paul, I have a basement remodel going on. Did you say a service call discount for the life of the appliance? Uninterrupted discounted service?
Uninterrupted discounted service.
For the life of the appliance. Uninterrupted, huh? I like that.
No interruptions. The kind of service that makes Dad say,
wow.
Big Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Nate Evans of the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty talking to us in studio. Maybe you have an aging parent who's been in this property for a long time, but they need something that's more reasonable for that chapter of life. Reaching out to you makes sense, and talking about options for the future.
Yeah, the biggest shortage we continue to find is the downsizing opportunities into ranch-style homes in some of our more rural communities. Over the last 2 years, we've been trying to hit those challenges and find solutions for them. So we've been looking at all of our small outlying communities, St. Joe, Tolono, Rantoul, Paxton, Fisher, and we're looking at different ways and opportunities in these more rural, smaller communities to give them the ability to downsize their house without sacrificing the luxuries that they're used to.
It's Nate Evans at 217-239-7113. Do an online search to Nate Evans Group and start packing.
Sell your home with the Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
It's great when hard work and experience are recognized. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. I am thrilled to share that Fisher National has been ranked 7th in the nation as a top lender in mortgage loans among banks with asset size of $300 million to $1 billion by our National Banking Association. This recognition is a testament to our lending team's dedication and expertise. After all, better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. If you're in the market for a new home or considering refinancing your existing home, let our team at Fisher National Bank earn your business and trust. We offer competitive rates with low closing costs, and we locally service almost all of our loans. Come see us with all your home mortgage needs and experience the top-notch service that has earned us national recognition. Learn more at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Yeah, the Titanic went down. How many years?
Yes.
1912.
This
April
day.
15th,
This day.
1912.
Uh-huh.
The unsinkable.
Wow, how'd that change things?
Well, they decided to make watertight bulkheads across the ship hulls in general.
And a way for everybody to get off a ship.
Well, you can't. Okay, so the problem with the Titanic, it had bulkheads, but they were open at the top. So if water flipped over one bulkhead, it'd fill the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. Then they didn't even have enough lifeboats. So we've seen the movie.
Yeah.
And it's a historic event. And Steve, I'm going to leave you and Diane to finish it up this morning.
We really appreciate your input.
Yeah.
There it is. Yep. That's a great song, by the way.
No, yes.
Celine Dion really made it with that song.
Yeah, she did. And I played the heck out of this song. My husband, Mike, I met him on a blind
what was
date.
amazing to me was that movie had theaters, and we still go to movies, but not like we used to when we were kids. That movie had theaters packed for 14 or 15 weeks. Completely sold out across the country for 14 or 15 weeks.
And it was a long movie.
And it was part
James
of your first
Cameron.
Yep.
Yes.
Part of your first date, you said?
Well, I asked Mike what the song, he likes as kind of our song. And he said this one.
No, it was really
pretty song. It's
I was like, Mike, I play that all the time.
It was a well-done movie and really kind of showed it real life what it might have been like on that ship. And
we left Southampton for a British Isles cruise, exactly where the Titanic left, and there they have a Titanic museum.
Okay.
And it was fascinating. And the woman, I'll never forget that interview I had with a woman who claimed that she was on there and remembers at 1.5 years old, and she was 84. And I said, "What do you remember?" I just remember the screaming. I remember the fire.
I would think that's possible because I remember that's when I threw my bottle down the register.
You remember that 1.5 years?
1.5 years old.
Well,
that's the first memory.
They had a
I'm glad it was that, not the Titanic.
Yeah. She had a display in Chicago when the Titanic display was there and
she
had a
could have
whole
been
feature
Rose.
on her. Well, she was a year and a half old. All right, Johnny, thanks. Thank you. All right, we'll be back.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
The sounds of spring and the smell of flowers in the air, they all add up to Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team. They become your favorite through quality service and professionalism. Spring Green will service and maintain your lawnscape with seeding, aeration, fertilizing, disease, and insect control. Over 32 years of satisfied customers reflect their commitment to Champaign-Urbana and the Mattoon Charleston area. Call Spring Green at 217-359-2111 or online at spring-green.com.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands. You can count on my company because you can count on me.
Check your weather, brought to you by Kramer Siding and Roofing.
Your computer isn't the only thing that needs a Windows update. Get your home the best energy efficiency when you replace those drafty windows. Learn more at kramersiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana Saturday. It's an increasingly active and moisture-laden weather pattern getting ramped up over the course of the Easter holiday weekend and beyond. Even a couple of sprinkles around, especially north of Champaign. For this morning, a partly sunny afternoon, brisk and chillier at 55. The northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. Winds will ease down on the overnight. A mostly clear, colder night. Late night frost forms up. Pay heed to that frost advisory. Low down to 33 and a frosty start to the day tomorrow. Sunny skies, milder, lighter wind and 62. Clouds increase, a breezy, milder Thursday with a couple of showers breaking out, especially the afternoon up to 65. Could be a stormy Good Friday. Partly sunny, windy, warmer up near 80 with a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Cooler Saturday at 66 and a couple of more showers for the afternoon. Keep an eye on sunrise services and the Easter egg hunt on Easter Sunday. Mostly cloudy, showers and thunderstorms breaking out probably in the afternoon. Up to 67. More showers Monday and a high near 68. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Are you ready to upgrade your home this spring? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing has got the sale for you. Offering a free water heater with the purchase of a new HVAC system. Or 60 months, 0% interest on financing for a new HVAC system. It's the biggest sale of the year. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Get a free quote for your home today. It's 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. All right, final few minutes with you. Don't forget the drive this afternoon. I know that Lante's son, Andrew, had a grand slam yesterday.
Oh, really?
Had 2 home runs, 6 RBIs.
It was senior night or whatever, and that's how Lon wasn't here yesterday with Derek, and Kyle should be back today. So, yeah.
Yep. Anyway,
We're also looking at this Kicking Cancer event at Gordyville, and Derek had talked about going to that and covering it. It'd be great to do an interview and have a little Coach Collins from Northwestern, Robbie Hummel from Purdue, and then TV stuff these days, and Dana Altman with Oregon.
Yeah, and Brad told us earlier this morning how he just loves doing this. Lon Kruger got him started.
Yeah.
And he just loves helping, and Susan, his wife, is all a big part of that too.
Yes.
And the whole family, Underwoods, are all in, and he's just passionate about it, which is he's national chairman of Coaches versus Cancer.
And last year, over 1,700 people attending at Gordyville and over $500,000 raised.
Yeah. So hope they can beat that tomorrow, and hopefully they'll completely sell out there. Brad said just a few tickets remain for that.
Uh-huh.
But what a good cause to be a part of, helping people. And we've grown so much in treatments and survivability and all these other things, but it's still hard. And I think the big deal is your human body is yours to unique, and some respond better than others. And
that's right.
It's a tough one. It's really, really tough. But thank you to Brad and everybody that contributes so much energy and effort to get her done. So Ameren has a big table that they invited you to.
That's right. Thank you to Heather Roberts for inviting us to be a part of that. Illinois and SIUE at 6 o'clock. I know it's rather breezy. We're at 46 now with the clouds.
Okay, we'll talk tomorrow.
Enjoy the day.
Diane Ducey, I am Stevie J. We'll be back in the morning, God willing. And don't forget the drive this afternoon on ESPN 93.5. That'll be after 3 o'clock. Again, I'm Stevie J. Have a great Tuesday. Well, tell me, Tim Onsett, lawn mowing season soon. Dixie Chopper, dedicated diesel. It's off Route 45 as you're heading toward Rantoul. You turn left on Triumph Drive till you can't drive anymore, and you'll be right there. And you got some Dixie Choppers I could buy.
Oh, yeah. Andy's got his hands full with Dixie Choppers, and stop by, see Andy, get a great deal on a mower.
Fastest mower you can buy, so you don't have to spend 2 hours out there. You might spend 45 minutes, and plus, Andy can tune it up or fix it.
Sure he can. Yeah, we got a full shop ready to go. Whatever you need.
When it comes to early on here in the spring, it can be, weeds up to your mid-thigh or whatever. So sometimes you need a really tough kind of mower to get through all that in the brush.
Well, yeah, these are built solid. They'll get through that stuff, and all of the structural components have a great warranty. So if something does go wrong, we can definitely get it fixed. Get Andy at Dedicated Diesel, 217-328-0562, or Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
When the storm rolls in, where will you go? Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your family with a custom storm shelter from Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services. At Berg Tanks, their shelters are fiberglass and plate steel safe rooms that can be installed in your garage or exterior, in ground, or on a concrete pad. Built to withstand the toughest storms, giving you a safe, secure place when you need it most. Whether you need a compact unit for a small space or a larger shelter for the whole family, they've got you covered. Their expert team handles everything from excavation to installation, so you can have peace of mind before the next storm strikes. Berg Septic also specializes in septic pumping, new system installation, grease trap cleanings, repairs, and maintenance plans to keep your home running smoothly. Call Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services today at 217-367-8632 or visit them online at bergtanksinc.com. That's BERG tanksinc.com.
Jets is hiring. Call 217-352-9992 or stop into 1907 West Springfield Avenue near Round Barn in Champaign. Jets is open till 10 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays till midnight. Are you looking for a side hustle? Here's Josh from Jets talking about the benefits of doing deliveries.
When I was a delivery driver, it was amazing how much the actual amount of money I had just shot right up. It's hard to describe. You have money in your pocket every single day.
For details on joining the team, visit jetspizza.com.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone on why integrity is important at Sarah.
We hire the person. The person makes the deal. The person makes the department. The person makes everyone around them treat people with courtesy and respect. If you have a quality human being, you can play any position, right? We're talking about sports. They can perform in any department, and I could teach someone a job, but I can't teach them to be a good person.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
My name is Jim Brookins. I own my lawn care service for over 15 years now. I have met a lot of great people doing this. Most of the people I meet, they become great friends. I do edging, weed eating. I blow everything off so it looks fantastic when I'm done. I believe, in my mind, I do the best. Usually my average range is usually around $40 per yard. You can call me 217-621-8807. 217-621-8807.
Saturday, April 26th, the Cardinals host the Brewers, and here's a promotion you'll love. 20,000 fans, 16 and older, will take home an embroidered replica of the Cardinals City Connect jersey, courtesy of Stiefel. This exclusive giveaway features the modern take of the birds on the bat, highlighted with the Lou scripted below, and wavy red pinstripes signifying the mighty Mississippi. For tickets, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Miles Michaelis, St. Louis Cardinals, for the Lou.
The sounds of spring and the smell of flowers in the air, they all add up to Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team. They become your favorite through quality service and professionalism. Spring Green will service and maintain your lawnscape with seeding, aeration, fertilizing, disease, and insect control. Over 32 years of satisfied customers reflect their commitment to Champaign-Urbana and the Mattoon-Charleston area. Call Spring Green at 217-359-2111 or online at spring-green.com.
Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of
You're
ESPN.
listening to WSJK, ESPN 93.5 Tuscaloosa.